For over a century, Utah has been known for having a high percentage of educated citizens. In fact, the importance of both a high school graduation and a college education in Utah can be traced back to its pioneer roots. However, things have changed. In the last decade, Utah has fallen below the national average in terms of young adults attending and graduating from college. One primary reason for this is the decreased percentage of females going to college. And in fact, Utah is now the lowest state in the nation when it comes to the percentage of students who are female in our colleges and universities across the state. Yet, more than ever before, we need better educated citizens than in past decades to keep our communities and economy strong.
"25 years ago, a college degree was nice to have, and now it's just absolutely essential for the country, for Utah to be successful, for communities to be successful." The governor a year ago challenged us to come up with a plan for higher education and tie that plan into workforce needs within the state. We were in the midst of doing that when this federal study came out from Georgetown University that identified that Utah was going to need 66% of their population to have some form of post-secondary education credential by the year 2018 in their study. And we're currently much lower than that. Now, if you ask how can we achieve that goal, or what's stopping us from achieving that goal, one of the key elements is to increase the number of women going to college and getting some form of post-secondary credential.
Whether a woman chooses to be a stay-at-home mother, work outside the home, or even do unpaid community service, it is important that she be aware of the growth opportunities college can provide.
There's so many benefits to having an education that go beyond what we would traditionally think of as just getting a job.
Not only will post-secondary education help Utah women reach their personal potential, it can also allow women to contribute more significantly within their homes, communities, workplaces, and society at large. In our groundbreaking research, we have found that young women in Utah and those who influence them do not understand the broad value of higher education. There are countless benefits for women in Utah when they earn college certificates and degrees. These benefits include economic and financial, learning and development, health and well-being, civic and community engagement, and even parenting.
Most women end up having to have a job at some point in their life. And if they don't go to college, they're not going to get the kind of job that they need to take care of their families.
You need to have insurance that you can support yourself and your family if that needs to happen.
A person who attends and graduates and has a college degree will earn as much as twice as someone who just finishes high school.
Nowadays, it seems like women really do need to be prepared more than ever, and I think one of the best ways to be prepared is to be educated.
Life is just too uncertain to deny yourself that opportunity to position yourself for a changing world.
In our research, we found that many young women do understand the link between the college education and getting a better job. However, many don't see the benefits beyond the paycheck. For example, studies have shown that there are many learning and personal development benefits that are associated with attending and graduating from college.
One of the questions that people have about college is, why don't I just go and learn skills to get a particular job? Well, when we talk to employers, they tell us they want people to have general skills and general understanding, partly because the jobs change. The ability to communicate, to make arguments, to make good decisions, and to interact with other people and work with other people. All of those things are things that we learn in college that are not specific job skills.
In order to be successful in life, you really need to understand the world. You need to understand different perspectives. You need to understand your role within that world.
College helps to develop creativity and the ability to assess data and make good decisions. You have to make good decisions in your life if you're raising children. You have to make good decisions in your life if you're in a job.
Studies also show that higher education can help young women be more independent, develop leadership skills, discover more about themselves, and strengthen their self-esteem.
When we looked at past research, we found that young women who have college education tend to be less depressed and more resilient, which leads to overall better mental health. And they're also more physically fit and physically healthy.
There are studies that suggest that they lead healthier lifestyles, including less smoking, less alcohol abuse. They have lower cholesterol levels. They have higher fiber intake, and they also have less obesity.
There's hardly a negative relationship between education and behavior. The people that are happiest in life are those people that have developed their own skills and capabilities to the extent that they have options. If something bad happens, they can regroup, they can move on, and education is the key to have that happen.
The real more telling statistic comes in 2 words. It's life quality.
The more education a woman has, the more engaged they are in the community, whether that's by voting or by donating blood or being philanthropic or volunteering in their kids' schools or as a mentor to a low-income child.
They tend to have a greater propensity to volunteer. They tend to have a greater propensity to serve and give back. And in the process, you have a lot more community engagement. And what is community but people coming together to do good?
The level of education really helps to open people's minds and help them to understand the importance of giving back to the community.
Studies also show that communities with more educated citizens have less poverty and crime. There are also parenting benefits that come along with having college degrees.
One of the benefits for women to be educated is that they are much more likely to instill a lifelong love of reading in their children. Student achievement grows and grows, we learn from the research, by parents being engaged in students' education.
By and large, our research has shown that mothers who have graduated from college just have a richer environment in their home. The routines are more conducive to kind of a positive movement in the family. The social environment is richer. Children have more language directed to them. Seems to help them think of more options in life, more ways of guiding behavior, more ways of giving children maybe opportunities to learn. And
Just so many benefits for a family from an educated mother.
Although the economic benefits are critical, you can see there are also many other important benefits that can potentially enrich a woman's life and help her contribute more effectively inside and outside the home.
There is a whole bevy of opportunity out there, and we need women pursuing those opportunities and making their mark to make this a better community.
As a community, it's up to all of us, whether we are their mentors or whether we're in the schools, to help all young women understand that they can, in fact, go to college and graduate from college.
Each one of us can benefit from having a college education. The time and effort it takes to earn a degree is well worth it because it will help us in all areas of our lives. All young women in Utah could benefit from a post-secondary education. It's time to encourage and assist them in not only getting them to college, but staying long enough to see them graduate.